Okay, everybody. Well, thanks for being here. My name is Tony Procopio. I'm one of the founding advisors here at Think Plus, along with my business partners, Jim, Brendan, and Ed Kenny. And we're going to share with you some great information today. First of all, let me make sure that I'm going to stop my share real quick here. Let me go back into this and make sure I turn off the waiting room. I didn't realize that it was on. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll get this show rolling here. So, all right. I think we're good. Yep. Okay, I'll reshare my screen and then we'll get things going. Okay. All right, everybody. So again, thanks for being here. My name is Tony Procopio. I'm one of the founding advisors here at Think Plus, along with my business partners, Jim, Brendan, and Ed Kenny. And, we are just in an exciting time at our company. Things are moving faster than they ever had before. New releases of information pretty much daily as we're going. If you're not staying up to date and in tune with everything, then, you're going to be a little bit behind. So one of our key elements to having success in our business is to stay within the communication channels and make sure that you're up to date on everything. One of the best ways you can do that is by reading your emails that come out. Okay, like last Friday's email, this past Friday, you want to read that Think Plus weekly, getting on to all the events that you can be on. And if you can't be on there live, then watching the replays of them if they're virtual and things like that. And then constantly staying up to date by plugging into every event that you can. So a little bit, just a quick update on some things. There's a major training going on this weekend. It's going to be very exciting. Super Saturday training. I will be there with my wife, and I will be there with Jim and Lisa Kenny and Ed Kenny, Jim and Kim Mason, Ernest Davis, Shelley Weems. I believe that Eric Vayu is going to be joining us at that event there as well. So Ernest and Shelley and Bernard and Mary Mallory are putting together a great event in Columbia, Maryland. Go to thinksuccess.plus, get a ticket, very inexpensive. You can get to that. There's still tickets left to get to that event. And there's a lot of things happening in and around the Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., that whole area is a lot of stuff happening from like New Jersey, D.C., and, Delaware and Maryland. Major things happening, in our company. So that's going to be a great event. Definitely get there. Put this on your calendar as well. The State of the Company Address with CEO Michael Falquist, April 21st, Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You want to be on this call. There's going to be special information released about several programs that we are running and about to run. And you want to get on that call to be the first one to get the information. There's going to be a lot of announcements that happen on this State of the Company Address. So this only happens every quarter, only every 3 months. So Michael's going to, really go back and look at where are we in the last 3 months and where are we headed? And here's all the things that we're going to be doing. So you want to get that. And then our events, our virtual events hosted, by corporate and Think Plus founders throughout the week, Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Training, I should say, business overviews going on. We're going to start to shift those business overviews because we have so many things happening now. We're going to kind of break these up a little bit as we go coming up soon. And we're going to do like specific trainings, like one for Texas, one for specific for electricity markets, one specifically for community solar markets, like leading with that information for each one. So we're going to have these, we're going to basically bite size these into covering all the targeted markets so that when you bring someone on in a specific market, they're on there with specific information about how they can do things in their market, quickly. So just to give you an update, that's kind of where we're heading with that. That's going to happen down the road a little bit, but you'll see that migrate over time. And then our trainings throughout the week. We have a ton of them, including office hours today at 3 to 4 p.m., fireside chat with Rooftop Solar Wednesdays at 6, the Connecticut certification training. Going to say this again. Make sure you get every one of your team members certified in Connecticut. Even if they don't know anybody in Connecticut, even if they have no customers to sign up in Connecticut, it does not matter. Take the 30 minutes, get onto the certification training. All you have to do is listen to it. There's no quiz. At the end, they're going to give you a code that you have to type into a location. They'll give you that, then you're certified. If you're not certified in Connecticut and your team, someone passes your link to someone who ends up in Connecticut and they go to sign up, guess what? It's going to say, sorry, you can't sign up with this advisor because they're not certified in Connecticut. So they can't even sign up, which means you can't make money with them, which means someone who was going to sign up that forwarded your link to someone, they can't. And now you lose out. Here's the other side of it. If you're not certified, Connecticut is the only state that makes it this way, and that's why you want to get on the training. You cannot earn on any of your downline that brings in customers in Connecticut. You can't earn on any of those customers, not from just you doing it, but your team, your entire team. You can't earn on your entire team bringing in Connecticut customers unless you are Connecticut certified. So it's of paramount importance that everyone gets this training done and knocked out just in case your business ever expands there. Because if you're not certified before the customers come in, you can't go back in time, get certified, and then rehab Think Energy, reach back in time and pay you for those customers. State law in Connecticut forbids that. So you have to be certified before any Connecticut customers come in. I know I spend a lot of time on that, but it's very important to do this. We have a lot of people who haven't done it, and they're leaving hundreds of dollars, some people even thousands of dollars on the table because, oh my gosh, I should have gotten certified before that team grew in that market. Incredible, you guys. I mean, it wouldn't matter what state that was in. If we said the same thing about Texas or Virginia or Ohio or Illinois, I would say the same thing. Make sure you're certified in that state. It's free. There's no cost to doing it. All right, so Think Big, our Saturday 10 a.m. trainings, we do those as well. We will have an abbreviated version of that this week on Saturday at 10 a.m. It will not include a team update or Q&A, but it will be a super short, lightning quick Think Big Fast Start training this Saturday. That'll happen before the Maryland event kicks off. The promotion Texas All-In promo, 6 times the amount of money in the state of Texas versus the other markets, up to $120 per electricity customer in that state. Insane. That's exactly what it is. The big chips. I mean, every 500 customers you and your team get between now and November 14th, $5,000 going out to you. What an amazing platform to be able to make a ton of money. And then we'll double that when you hit 5,000 customers throughout your team. You'll get another $25,000 check presented on stage at Empower 25. You guys, if you know what's happening with that $120 up to $120 per customer in Texas for the next 7.5 months, and then you add in this promotion, the Let's Count the Big Chips promotion and the double up, there's a clear path to a brand new person joining our team and operating in Texas, whether they live there or not, and being able to earn 6 figures between now and November without interfering with anything that they're currently doing. So you guys, very powerful. New Jersey, the Solar Showdown Overtime. What an incredible national championships for men and women with the March Madness that was going on. Congratulations to my UConn Huskies, the women's team for winning. And Florida, I'm glad Florida won last night because they were the team that beat my UConn men Huskies. So we only lost to the national champion. That's kind of a good way to look at it. But here's the thing, New Jersey. This March Madness has been extended and renamed. It goes all the way through the month of April. 25, anywhere from $15. They added a new $15 JCP&L LMI enrollment, $15 extra there on top of the $35 that you already get. And then, so that's $50 a customer for JCP&L LMI enrollments, and then another $25 to $50 to $100, up to $200 on top of the $30 or $35 that you already get for bringing in customers in New Jersey on 20% or more guaranteed savings for 20 years. That's up to $235 a customer. It's insane. On top of that, with our rooftop solar program in the state of Connecticut, which is expanding soon into other markets, there are incredible incentives here where the customer just gets a $50 gift card for taking 15 or 20 minutes and hopping on a virtual proposal on Zoom, let's say, or Microsoft Teams, whatever it is, whichever virtual way they want to do it. You as the EA, you also get a $50 bonus just for them getting a proposal presentation virtually. Nobody comes to the house. And then on top of that, there's up to $1,250 in commission to the person who brings in the customer. $1,250 if the person decides to go solar, and then another almost $700 paid out to the field, to the coded and ranked team members. And there's also 10 years of residual income and 10 points per customer. You even get 6 points just for having somebody get a proposal presentation. So when you look at how this works with our 2025 leadership trip to Grand Hyatt in Playa del Carmen, happening in October, and the promotion period is now through June 30th, and you can get there by ranking up to regional director or above for the first time, that's great. But you can also get there with Cancun credits. I mean, just had my friend Rich Schloss just went out and got 210 Cancun credits personally himself in 8 days, and just earned the trip. You guys, so anybody can do this, right? Because when you go out and get customers, you will get anywhere from 2 to 50 Cancun credits for every customer that comes in. 4 is kind of the nominal number, the average number here. So every time you go get a customer, there's 4 Cancun credits. If it's a customer that does community solar and electricity, those are 2 different services. That would be 8 Cancun credits. So in states like Maine, where you can do both electricity and community solar, you can sign up 25 customers that do both, and you go on the trip. How about in Texas? Get 4 Cancun credits when you sign up a customer, and then when they connect their smart meter, you get 2 more Cancun credits. You guys realize that's 6. If you do the math, it means that you only need 34 customers. 34. That's it. Personally yourself, without your team doing anything, and you earn this trip. This trip is like for 2 on the company's dime. It costs the company like, I don't know, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for each couple, to go on this trip, at least that. So very powerful and very valuable. Your team on level 1 and level 2, when they go get customers, you get matching credits there as well to get on this trip. Okay, anybody can do this, including the newest people. You have the biggest advantage because you haven't gone through your warm market yet. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening there. The Cancun credits widget is in your back office showing you exactly where you are. And then of course in Power 25 coming up, get your tickets. Discounted room blocks are out there as well. Go to thinksuccess.plus. Take a scan of the screen that you see here. Tickets are only $99. This is going to be the event of the year. Major information, as well as training, as well as things that are going to rub off on you, that are going to make you successful. It will be life-changing for many people. And there will be attendee-only promotions and bonuses just for being there, plus all kinds of crazy raffles and giveaways. You guys, it's unbelievable. So look, last week we talked about pre-launching new services. We talked about pre-launching or relaunching a new service, right, in your business. And we have new services and new markets that are opening up. So lots and lots of people are going to be pre-launching or relaunching their business to keep momentum going and get the excitement up. And it's, before the official launch, or because it just launched, or you're just getting started even in a new market. So launching or pre-launching or relaunching. We talked about research and preparation and building your brand and generating buzz and educating your prospects and recruiting key partners, tracking and adjusting, and then creating a strong launch plan. That's a previous training that we did. You can get that on our YouTube channel. I'll pop that up at the end here. But you can get that, and you should watch that. It's a great training, goes through basically all the steps to kind of pre-launch your business in a market where we're not open, or we're bringing a new service into a market. But I want to key in on this one, on number 5, and that is recruiting key partners. Because honestly, without that, you can generate all the buzz you want and build your brand, and you're going to get a bunch of customers, but you're not going to have major duplication happening. So recruiting key partners for your business, that number 5 segment, is one of the most important parts, because in order to recruit key partners, you have to have a list of people, right? You have to have a big list of people. And that's how this works. So knowing what you have in your hands and capitalizing on it. That's what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing is knowing what you have in your hands, right? So with Texas, you're all in promotion. Know the promotion. Know the big chips promotion. Know the double up promotion. Know the mega dollars that are there. Know that in the state of Texas, we have a brand new technology that is now sweeping that market. No one knows about it yet. We're just getting the word out about it. It's brand new. We have that new video that's out that shows how Think Smart works in 1 minute. It's probably the most powerful video that we've ever come up with, incredibly professionally done, reaching out to people in the state of Texas and talking to them about a proprietary technology. No one else has it, right? So the Texas All-In promotion, understanding where you are with that promotion, that the next 7.5 months, it is lights out in the state of Texas. I mean, you've got to be reaching out and pushing and finding people in Texas. We now have AutoSave announced. And AutoSave is a brand new technology. No one else has it. We are first to market. We are a category creator. Everyone else is years behind us on development, even after they figure out what we're doing. They're way in our rearview mirror. We're not even looking at them. Because New Jersey is going to launch first in May. In May, and New Jersey in April, this month, probably right around the 21st when our state of the company addresses happens. We'll learn all about that. Ohio will be in May, shortly after New Jersey. We know that. We know that Pennsylvania, Illinois, Delaware, and DC are next up in third quarter, it's looking like. Third quarter, probably over the summer. And then we know that New England is on the list for being reviewed now, so it can open up. And you never know when states might move faster or slower than the other ones, but that's the launch plan. There's a lot of things happening with AutoSave. Again, this is a technology that no one else has, and we've created a new category doing something in the electricity sector that no one else has ever done before. Namely, being able to say this: sign up with me one time, and as long as you are a customer, we will guarantee you 1 to 10% savings. So up to 10% savings guaranteed. And you'll never, ever pay more than the utility. You guys, we're the only company that can say that at no cost to you. Zero cost, zero risk, no fees, no penalties. We're going to monitor your bill every month, grab savings that's customized and personal to you based on your usage characteristics. And we're going to guarantee that you never pay more than the utility, and you'll get up to 10% savings. And that's every month after month after month after month. Not like, oh, at the end of the year, we'll figure out if we saved you money and give you your money back if we didn't. No, this is every single month, no cost, free monitoring, moving you to the utility when everybody else's rates, including ours, are higher than the utility, and using them as a partner, and then bringing you back when it's advantageous to you as the customer. And over, just doing that so that we can zig and zag and get you the savings and never, ever have your rate go above the utility. That's the number one thing that people ask when we ask them to become our electricity customer. What happens if I don't renew? We don't have renewals. We don't even have rates. We're just giving you guaranteed savings every month, never higher than the utility. Amazing, up to 10% savings, you guys. So this product, knowing where you are with this and knowing that it's going to bring in more customers than any other product that exists in the electricity marketplace, and doing something completely unique. And then, of course, knowing where you are with community solar. In New Jersey, knowing that you have insane savings in the state of New Jersey and nobody even knows about it. Like, if every person in New Jersey already knew about the insane savings that we have there, up to 20 to 36% savings, utility consolidated billing, the discount goes right on their bill for 20 years. The only reason everyone hasn't signed up in New Jersey is because they don't know about it. We've got the next 5 years in New Jersey is going to be just a rocket ship because of the way the program works there. And the next 10 years, it's going to still be a rocket ship in that state. So we have insane savings In New Jersey, you have to know that. In Maryland, we have new low and moderate income capacity, 25% savings for LMI in the state of Maryland. We have 500 plus slots. We need to fill 500 before the end of June. And when we do, it's going to open up all new avenues of customers for us in that state. So knowing that there's a 25% savings program in Maryland, and knowing that even if you sign up the customer now on that program, it locks them in at 25% savings, so that when utility consolidated billing hits in January, they'll all be migrated to utility consolidated billing. They won't have to be on dual billing anymore. So that market, the entire market is heading in that direction, just like what happened in New Jersey. But here's the thing. We don't know where the discount will be after it goes utility consolidated billing. It generally goes down after that happens. New Jersey has been the only anomaly really in that category. And then on top of that, we know about Delaware, a new market in 6 to 8 weeks opening up, Delaware, for 10% savings, dual billing. But here's the kicker. It's residential and small commercial, the SGS, small general service. That's small commercial. We can sign up any bill that is an SGS small commercial bill, no matter how big the bill is, as long as it's SGS rate class, boom, it's able to be signed up. Sometime in the next 6 to 8 weeks, we are going to open up Delaware, our 12th state for community solar. And then shortly after that, we're going to open that market for autosave. And you guys, it's going to become a massive market for us. It's going to be community solar and autosave with small commercial. Everywhere where we're open, every small commercial customer can sign up. There's no other market where you can actually say that, across the board. So knowing where you are, knowing what you have your hands on, and then capitalizing on it. So rooftop in the state of Connecticut, knowing that we have a massive program there with additional states coming soon as well. It's incredible what's happening in the state of Connecticut. I mean, there's people that have landed, all we're doing is having our advisors ask their friends and family, people that they know, neighbors, relatives, acquaintances, people that are they co-workers, do you own your own home? Yes. How would you like to take 15 to 20 minutes of your time, 15 minutes of your time, and we'll pay you $50 for 15 minutes of your time just to hop on a Zoom and get a virtual proposal of what rooftop solar could mean to you. Whether you do it or not, $50 for 15 minutes of your time. Guys, that's the equivalent of $200 an hour. It's worth it for people. They get the $50 gift card electronically sent to them. I had it the next day after I did my proposal. On top of that, we have people making $1,250 per community solar customer that they sent leads in thinking that these people would never, ever do it. And turns out some of them do. And now we have people getting paid $1,250, plus they're getting 50 Cancun credits, plus they're getting 10 points, plus they're getting the 6 points up front, so 16 total points, plus they're getting 10 years of residual income. Okay, so unbelievable what we have going on. We actually pay out about $2,000 to the field altogether for rooftop solar. And knowing that it's coming to additional states, you guys, make sure you're on top of this and understand where you are. So now when you know where you are and you know what you have, well, then what do you say? What do you say to people? How do you set the stage for someone to understand that you've got something unbelievable, but you don't want to come on too strong with them, but you want to be confident about what you say? So here's how you recruit key partners when you're either pre-launching or relaunching. And the reason I say relaunching is because you might be in the state of Texas and you already started working with our program. Well, now that we have the new Think Smart technology that wasn't available when you first started, it's time to relaunch, have a grand reopening for your business. And so that's why I say pre-launch or relaunch. It doesn't matter what market you're in. It does not matter. You could just be in a regular electricity market, but you're relaunching because, hey, we have great new rates coming up. We have new services that are coming out in multiple states. We have things going on. We have the Free Energy Club. There's a lot of things that you can relaunch with, even if you're not pre-launching. So there's something happening that you should know about. That's a good thing to say to people. See, here's what I like to say. I like to preface it with this. Whenever I call somebody up or talk to them or and whether I'm talking to them or texting or whatever it is, I like to let people know that I've got something for them. I'm not sure if it's the right thing for them or not, but if it is, things are going to change for this person in a good way. So if that's your mentality, that you're reaching out to people because you're looking to find the right person, and if it is the right person, it's going to be a life changer. If that's your mentality, then you're very happy to reach out to people. But if your mentality is, oh, I want to get everybody to join my team, and if they don't, I'm going to be upset about that. Well, if that's your mentality, then you should stop doing this right now, because not everybody's going to join your team. So I like to let people know that there's a chance. Like, I'm not promising them anything. I'm just letting them know there's a window open where they can see into something that might change their life if they get it, if they're the right person. So this statement right here, not sure if you're the right person or not, but if you are, this could be a game changer for your financial picture, especially short-term and especially long-term for you and your family. See, if you reach out to someone and you say that to them, unless they're totally brain dead, right? Unless they're just not breathing, they are going to be somewhat interested to find out what exactly are you talking about here? And then you say to them, there's something happening that you should know about. Great thing to say. Let me be the first to introduce you to a new proprietary technology called Autosave, if that's what you're talking about in the state that you're operating in for your pre-launch. Let me be the first to introduce you to a new proprietary technology called Autosave. You guys, we have the slides available. We have the video available that goes over that from our Empower Hour that we had, where Mike Falquist talks about Autosave. Just have them watch a few minutes of that to go into the video and find out where Mike Falquist, what minute is in that video where he talks about Autosave. And tell them to watch the 7 or 8 or 10 minutes starting at this minute. Great. Or send them some screenshots from the Autosave program. Like, send them some screenshots where they can basically, send that out to someone. Sorry about that background noise there. We've got that set. But send them some screenshots about what's happening in your market with Autosave and what is about to come, including dates and things like that. So let me be the first to introduce you to something. Great, good news, right? This is good news. Sometimes I call people up, I text people up and say to them, I just did this morning with someone. I texted him this morning and I said, hey, listen, I have some good news. When do you want to hear about it? He said, how about later on today? I said, great. What time? He said, let's talk at 4. I said, great. I'll call you at 4 o'clock. That's all I did. That's all I did. I've got some good news to share with you. He said, what is it? I said, can't talk about it over the phone. I mean, on text. Too much to talk about on text. When can we hop on the phone for a couple minutes? You guys, you can set the tone just like that. I have some good news for you. When can we talk? This is all good. Okay, keep it positive, right? Here's the thing I will tell you. Make sure that you go rework your list before you do this. Okay? Use the memory jogger before you go on your pre-launch or relaunch and rework your list so that you go through. I had somebody the other day said, you know what? I was trying to figure out who I talk to on a regular basis. And he said, I went back through all of my texts. He has texts on his phone from the very first time he ever texted someone. Like, oh, how long ago? In like 1997, I think he said, is the first time he texted someone. And he has all of his texts from 1997. I was like, are you kidding me? Is that how that works? And I think I have it on mine. I don't know how many I have on mine, but I sure as heck have at least 5 years of texts on there. But he said, hey, I went through and did my memory jogger. And you know what? He's like, I went through texts and stuff like this from like 20 years ago. He's like, I added like 400 to 500 names onto my list just from going through the people I've ever texted with. It's just, so unbelievable, right? He has a lot of people on there that aren't even in his phone that he texted. They're not in his contact list anymore, but he texted them. I don't know how that worked, but he's like, it's how it works. So make sure you rework your list. Here's another one. So after you say, I have some good news for you, and then, hey, I'm not sure if you're the right person or not, but if you are, this could be a game changer for your financial picture. We're launching a revolutionary technology that everyone can benefit from, no one knows about yet, and you could be the first to bring it to market. How does that sound? You know, if I was working a dead end job, which I was before I found out about this industry, and I didn't know what my long term prospects were going to be, I was punching my ticket every day, punching the ticket to work every day, punching out every day, trying to do as much overtime as I could while I was in school, while I was working. You guys, that's when I found out about this industry. And I'll tell you, if somebody had come to me at that point when I was looking in my life and said, not sure if you're the right person, but if you are, it could be a game changer for your financial picture. And then said, we're launching a revolutionary technology that everyone can benefit from. No one knows about it yet, and you could be the first to bring it to market. I would be like, thumbs up. I want to know about this. I'm already in. Okay? Because you're finding the people who you're looking for someone who's looking. And that's why you say, I'm not sure if you're the right person or not, because you don't know if they're looking or not. You don't know if they're interested in more money or not. Most people are. You don't know if they just had something catastrophic happen in their life and they're not looking for anything right now. You have no idea what's going on in their life. But that's why you say this. There might be a chance, right? That's the key. Let's take a look at some other ways that you can do this. How about this one? I can't promise you anything, but there's a chance that this phone call will be a game changer for your bank account. You guys, think about if a friend of yours, somebody that you know, called you up and said, I can't promise you anything, but there's a chance that this phone call will be a game changer for your bank account. Sometimes when I call people up, I did this yesterday with someone. I called somebody up and I said, I hopped on the phone. I said, hey, I have some good news. I did the same thing. I texted them, I have some good news for you. When can we hop on the phone for a second? So he said, great. I can hop on the phone, at 2 o'clock. So yeah, or 3 o'clock. So I think it was 3 o'clock yesterday. So I hopped on the phone with him yesterday. And this is what I said to him. I said, I can't promise you anything, but there's a chance that this phone call will be a game changer for your bank account. And then I said to him, what's today's date? And he said, I think it's the 7th. I said, okay, great. What's the time? What time is it right now? And he says, it's 3:02 p.m. Why? Okay. Right. I said, I'm going to text you this right now. And I texted it to him. I said, I'm texting you April 7th, 2025 at 3:02 p.m. Your life could potentially change. I texted him that. Okay. You guys, think about how simple that is. Think about if somebody did that with you, how much more you would be interested in what they're talking about. Okay, you'd want to know why are you making it such a big deal that we're on the phone at this time? Because this moment can be a life changer, game changer. So then I went to him and I said, hey, we have first movers advantage on a groundbreaking technology that everyone wants. They just don't think it exists yet. So I was talking to him about autosave. You could say the same thing about community solar. We have first movers advantage on a groundbreaking technology that everyone wants. They just don't know that it exists yet. You could say the same exact thing about Think Smart technology in Texas. We have first movers advantage on a groundbreaking technology in the state of Texas that everybody wants, and they just don't even know that it exists yet. Because everybody wants to cut down on their electric bill. They just don't know how they can do it. How about this one? Our company has just created a new category in the electricity market. When word gets out, everyone will want it and no one knows about it yet. See, this is how businesses are made. When you are the first one to market with something, you can have massive result, massive explosion in your business. And that's how it works. And, so how about this one? There's a chance that you may be able to take advantage of some information that I have. And if you do, it will be life changing. Think about it. Think about yourself when you were going through the most boring, mundane time of your life, when you were just like, gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Something needs to change in my life. I think all of us have been in a place in our lives where we sat there for a moment and said, oh, I got to give my head a shake. I don't know why I'm doing this. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I working here? Why am I in school doing this? Why have I got, how come I'm in this position? I'm not making enough money as I want to be making, or I want to be able to travel more, but I can't. All these different things, So when you're in that mindset, bring yourself to the point where in your life, where you knew you felt like that you were praying for something. You're like living a quiet life of desperation, and you're waiting for something to come along. There's got to be a break. There's got to be something. And then a friend of yours or an acquaintance of yours calls you up and says, hey, person who's in despair at this moment in life, there's a chance that you may be able to take advantage of some information that I have. And if you do, it will be life changing. Now, you're not calling them up saying, I've got the thing for you and you're going to do it because you're awesome and we're going to work together right now. I mean, you can do that if you want. But let me tell you what, when you tell someone there's a chance, it makes them strive to see and there's a chance you can get over this hurdle. It makes them try to jump over the hurdle. There's a chance that you might be able to take advantage of this. It makes them feel like, I think I want to work to see if I can take advantage of it, because you're not promising them anything up front. See, that's a key element of doing this. So this is posture. These lines are all posture lines. They give you the ability to stay in the upper hand, have the upper hand along this process of inviting them to look. So our company, so after you say that, there's a chance that you may be able to take advantage of some information that I have. And if you do, it will be life-changing. That's to say, if you don't, it won't be life-changing. But if you do, it will. Our company has become the largest marketplace in the fastest growing sector of the energy industry, bringing guaranteed savings to everyone's electric bill for 20 years through a state-sponsored program. No one really knows about it yet. Talking about community solar. That's how I talk about community solar. When I talk to someone, if I reach out to somebody and I want to tell them about community solar, I invite them this way, like, hey, I have some good news. I text them and then I get on and I say, there's a chance. Then I'm going to say, our company has been, I don't tell them it's community solar. Like, I never do that, because as soon as you say solar, they think rooftop panels. But if you tell them this, these are facts. We have now become the largest marketplace in the community solar space. There, period. By opening up our 12th state, we are either tied or we are the largest. Okay, but we are now in the process either the largest or one of the largest. You could even say we've become one of the largest. But I like to just say we're the largest marketplace, because we have more advisors than anybody else as well with this large marketplace. So we actually become the largest marketplace. But we're in the fastest growing sector of the energy industry. That is a fact in 2025 by multiple sources. You can go Google it. Community solar is the fastest growing sector of the energy industry. So that's a fact. And we're bringing guaranteed savings to everyone's electric bill for 20 years through a state-sponsored program while rates are going through the roof. I mean, you start to say this to people like, have you seen your electric bill lately? Look, nobody knows about this. So you guys, I just want to give you some mindset invitations. And you don't have to be exactly like this. It doesn't have to be word for word. But these are things that you can have in the back of your mind, that you have the cookie and you know that they want it. They just don't know it yet. But if you throw the whole box of cookies at them, they're going to try to dodge the box. But if you just take a little cookie and say, hey, would you like to try one? They're going to like what they taste. And once they like what they taste, you've just recruited a key partner. And if you do this with a new person, and this is the only thing that they know, what are they going to do? They're going to do the same thing. They're going to make a big list of people like you did, and they're going to start pre-launching, reaching out to people with this type of posture. I have good news for you. When can we hop on the phone? There's a chance. Can't promise you anything. Not sure if you're the right person or not. See how I'm not trying to get you. You already have a way out. I'm not trying to do anything to you. I've got something. The train has stopped here for a moment. There's a chance for you to jump on this train before it leaves the station. Do you want to or not? You guys, that's all this mentality is, as we're going. So if you have any questions, anybody feel free to put in the chat, raise your hand, whatever. I've got a few minutes where I can share things with you and discuss things. I think I've got a few minutes anyway. Yeah. So Dan, good afternoon. Eric, yes, I will be there. Can't wait. I'll see you this weekend, Eric, in Maryland. Moshi, just a quick question. Will the sign up for autosave be like solar, community solar, where we just need the date of birth, email, and phone number, or we also need the last four of the social? So it'll basically be the same type of sign up for electricity customers in the states where we have electricity, because these are, we're getting into markets where we're already open for electricity. So we're bringing autosave to those markets. So whatever has been required by the state for electricity, it'll be the same requirements for signing up for autosave. So we'll be asking people for their name, their phone number, their email address, the information off of their bill, like their account number or pod ID number or whatever it is. And then we'll ask them for the last four of their social and their birth date so that we can digitally verify them. See, if we don't ask people in all the states for the last four of their social and their email and their birth date, then we can't digitally verify that person. And then it requires them to do a phone call where they have to answer questions, and people just don't want to do that. So yeah, so appreciate that. Paul, in the Big Chips promo, if you only get 500 team points, do you still qualify for the $500 for the 5,000 bonus? Yeah. As soon as you hit 500, according to the rules, there's the fine print, that you go look at. But according to the rules, depending on when you joined, all of your customers that come in or, will count if you joined in 2025. If you joined prior to 2025 as an advisor, then you can get half of your 500 can come from your existing team, and the other half has to come from new team members that you sponsored after January 1st. But yeah, as soon as you hit 500, you're basically a director at that point, along with the 40% rule. But yeah, if you get 500 team points, team customer points during the promotion, according to the rules, you will get the 5,000. You don't need 501. You don't need 601. You need 500. They just have to be in the right place according to the rules, depending on when you joined. Lavonda says, perfect. All right. Dan, just sent messages using your invitation wording. Boom. Thanks. I'm great. I'm glad you could use it so quickly, Dan. I find what that, think about this, everybody. If somebody texts you, I have some good news to share. I have good news for you. Like, how are you going to ignore that? I mean, do the opposite. I have some bad news for you. Well, I don't want to talk to you about that, but I have some good news. I have some good news for you. I have some potential good news for you. Right? I have some good news to share. Good news travels, good news is a good thing. People want their day to be uplifted. I would always rather respond to somebody that says they have good news than somebody who has no news or the same old news or bad news. Like, I'll take the good news every time. All right, so great stuff. Paul says, great. Moshi, invitation. Let's see, an invitation to take a look at the 6-minute video, Mandy. Yeah, that's all you're doing. Once you go through that little process on there, then just say, hey, I've got a quick video for you to take a look at. See, that's all you have to do. You don't have to explain everything to anyone. You're just giving them the right mindset to put them in the right framework of mind of thinking that day, this moment, so that they can then accept your video that you send to them to have them take a look. It's all the same after that. Okay, but so let's think about that. If you called somebody up and you texted them, "Hey, I have good news. Let's hop on the line." Okay, great. Hey, I'm not sure if this will be right for you. I'm not sure if you're the right person, but if it is, this will be a life-changing moment. We have some brand new technology that we've introduced to the marketplace. We're a total unicorn. Our company is growing in leaps and bounds. Nobody even knows about, like, everybody wants what we have, but nobody even knows that it's really available yet. And it is. And so we're making a lot of money doing this. I'm not sure if it's going to be the right thing for you or not. And then go into your regular invite. If I sent you a 6-minute video, would you look at it? Because that's all you're doing. But think about this. Somebody could be having a bad day. And if you don't get them in the right mind frame about them seeing something that can change their life, that's technology, that's new, that's unique, that's proprietary, that no one else knows about, first mover's advantage, first to market, you're taking them. See, I do this with people, and I learned this a long time ago. I'm not making this stuff up. I've learned this over working in this industry for 3 decades. Okay, so this is not like theory. Okay, I've worked in this industry and I've learned it from the best of the best. I'm just regurgitating things I've already learned. Okay, and I know they work because I've already done them for years. And so when you do this to someone, the reason I like to do it this way when I'm pre-launching or relaunching with an amazing new service or product is I want to get them in the right mindset, because they could be having a terrible day. They could be having a terrible day. And now you've brought their mind frame, you've lifted them up a little bit, and then you introduce them to the video. So yeah, so Moshe, we're always going to need the last 4 of the social for our customers. It is a way that that people, without, no one can steal someone's identity with the last 4 of their social. So it's very safe across the board, and it's easy to provide. It doesn't give up someone's social security number. Nobody can figure out your social security number by coming up with the last 4 digits. They can't. It's too many variables. So, and birth date, hey, that's just how it goes to verify people. Now, if they don't provide it or they put the wrong information in, then they can email in the right information. They can get on the phone with customer care and fix it however they need to. But yeah, for the sake of making 99% of the people out there that are like, yeah, just sign me up. With the last 4 of the social and birth date, they go, no problem. If I don't have to make a phone call, to give somebody that information, that's fine. So appreciate that. Joseph, you're amazing. You fire me. Hey, Joseph, I appreciate that. I get fired up, talking to everybody on here as well. That's one of the reasons why I like to do these, because, the person who gets the most excited about the content is the one that just explained it to you. You guys, there's a reason I like to do these meetings, and you should too at some point if that's what you want to do. If you want to do these types of meetings, you should do them. You should present. You should do some trainings, because I read this book called Skill with People, and it said the way you comprehend something the most and turn it in, internalize it, and make it part of your psyche is when you are teaching someone else. When you're verbally saying to someone something and educating them about a topic, then you become more adept at that topic. So if you're teaching someone to make a list, then you are going to be a better list maker than if you didn't teach someone to make a list. That's how the brain works. Phyllis, can you give me some advice as to what to answer someone when they say it's a scam or pyramid scheme? So first thing I say to them is, well, pyramids are in Egypt. That's the first thing I say. And they kind of laugh at this. I go, look, pyramids are in Egypt, And then they say, well, it's a scam or a pyramid scheme. And I say, well, here's the thing. This is a chance to educate someone. So what I like to say is, you think it's a scam or a pyramid scheme? Well, let me tell you why it's not. And then I go through and I say to them, okay, there's a difference between a pyramid shaped business or organization and a scheme that's a pyramid. A pyramid scheme is something that's illegal, where they take money from you, they don't have a product or service, and then they share that money with people that came in before you. That's it. That's a pyramid scheme. Okay, now a pyramid shaped business let's take, and I ask them, well, where do you work? And they say, well, I work for the state of, Connecticut government, or I work for the federal government. Okay, so let's take the federal government. You work for the federal government. Do you have a boss? And they say, yes. I say, does your boss have, do you have more bosses than, people like you working there? And they say, no, like there's 20 of me and there's one boss. And I said, and your boss has a boss. And eventually your boss has a boss who has a boss who has a boss. And it's one person that's running the whole thing. And I go like shaped like a pyramid. I say, so you work in a pyramid because you have an owner of a company or a director of your agency that then has people that report to them, people that report to them, people that report to them, people that report to them. So your business where you work, your government where you work, your school system where you work, your military where you work, your church where you attend, your church where you work, your nonprofit that's out there where you are working and raising money for, they all have someone at the top, and then there's lots of people that are employees that work there, right? And they go, yeah. Well, you work in a pyramid-shaped structure. It just happens to not be an illegal scheme. Okay? I work in a highly regulated, I'm working in the energy sector. We are licensed by 17 state governments now, okay, where they have combed through our business and we've applied to do all the things and get the licensing, where lawyers at the state and federal level, but mainly at the state level, have looked to see to make sure that we're not an illegal pyramid scheme. And we're not, otherwise we would never get a license to do it. So we're in a highly regulated industry. It can't be a scam or a pyramid unless you think that somehow we've duped all the regulators and all of the legal people in all of these states. Either you found something out that they don't know, or we're just not one of those scams. So that's how I put it when I explain that to people. I let them know that they work in a pyramid-shaped system that's not a scheme, and I work in a pyramid-shaped system that's not a scheme. We're the same. We're not scams. We're not schemes. We just happen to have a boss. That's how it is. Now, in our business, you don't have a boss. You come in and you're your own boss. So it's kind of an inverted pyramid. Like you join and you can become the biggest you want. Your objective is to pass your boss so you can make more money than your boss. But we don't have a boss in here. So that's how it works. So I appreciate that. Phyllis, great question. Always comes up. But everything out there is a pyramid shape. Some of them are pyramid schemes if they're illegal, but we certainly aren't illegal. Is the residual income on community solar in New Jersey limited to 10 years? Residual income on community solar is 5 years. All states, it's 5 years. So just to give you that, Janice, appreciate that. 5 years of residual. Let's see. CB must be Clayton. We'll try to warm things up this weekend and get away from cold Northeast. Yeah, I appreciate that. Looking forward to it. Pastor Isaac, it's an exciting time in our business. Never a better time when you've launched something that no one else has and no one else can claim. And you're bringing something that everybody's looking for. They just don't know about it yet. And then all of a sudden they find it. Oh my gosh. I mean, are you crazy? Yeah, it's incredible. Any chance, Moshe, we have a video for New Jersey, because the one that we have is for New York and only says 5 to 10% savings. I think we'll start to see newer videos that get updated now. We have a lot more staff that we've hired and a lot more infrastructure at the company. So we'll start to see that happen. For now, just use the video and tell them, hey, each market's a little bit different. We said 5 to 10 because every state is 5 to 10, but some are more than others. And then just point them, to our offer that are up on the website that, send them a picture. Ours is 20% or more. So yeah, it doesn't matter really what's said in the video because each state is a little different. So let's see. I need a good line for Facebook friends that I personally don't know to send via a messenger. Well, I would listen. I like to on Facebook Messenger, Joseph. If I'm going to go on there and I meet people, I like to interact with them and get to know them a little bit and ask them questions on the social side of things, which is what Facebook is designed for. So participate in the social side of things. Comment on some posts that they put. Look through their profile. You see, hey, comment. I like your picture. This is why I like it. Get into that conversation, and then segue from there into, hey, I'm going to send you a personal message on, a direct message on Facebook because I don't have your cell phone. Here's my cell phone if you want to text or whatever. But I like to just send that to them. And then just tell them, hey, this may be a total shot in the dark. Because if you don't know them that well, you know, this may be a shot in the dark, but there may be a chance that this message, sits so well with you that it potentially changes your life. And then go right into it and just say, there's a chance this might be for you or might not be. I'm not really sure, but this is what we're doing. I like to get it off of, Messenger myself. I just like to tell people, hey, I've got something to share with you. And I know we haven't talked before, but I'd love to learn a little bit more about you. Let's hop on a quick phone call for like 2 or 3 minutes. Here's my cell phone. Give me a call. Maybe that's the way you want to go. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you just want to handle it via Facebook Messenger, which is fine. But utilize some of these words and some of these phrases to do it. But let them know this is a shot in the dark. We don't even know each other. That's what they're thinking, so that's what you should say. Okay? Crazy, I'm contacting you like this. We don't know each other that well, but I see you happen to be in Texas. I've got something going on in Texas. I don't know if you're ever looking to create additional income for yourself without interfering with your job or your core career or profession. But I've got a program where we're not selling anything. We don't have a product that we're selling, and we're just saving people money and we get paid while we're sleeping. Would you be interested in taking a look? That whatever it is, but have fun with it. Try it out a lot of different ways. The same thing on LinkedIn. You might do the same thing on LinkedIn. So hey, this is a shot in the dark. We don't know each other that well, but I'd like to find out more about you. When can we hop on the phone for a sec? I've got some good news about something that's happening in your state. Why wouldn't they want to hop on the phone? I would. Janice, this is an excellent training. Appreciate it. When and where can I find the recording link? You can see it. Go to youtube.com/@thinkbiggest. It's on the screen right there in our YouTube channel. Go there and subscribe, and you'll get every, video that we post. All right. So this will be up there probably today is when it'll happen. Don, the best way to learn is to teach. Yes. Don, I knew I could rely on you for that. I was trying to say all the right words in one quick sentence, and you just said it. So now that's the way I'm going to say it. The best way to learn is to teach. It's probably what that book said a long time ago. I just haven't read it in a while. If you haven't read the book Skill with People, I don't know if I have it. I think I have it on my list. No, I don't have it on my shelf right there. I was going to pick it up, but if you don't have the book Skill with People, it's like a pamphlet. It's an incredible book. Go read it. It teaches you crazy insights about how people think. So Lavonda, thank you for your written scripts. Priceless. Appreciate that. Pastor Isaac, great breakdown. Phyllis, thank you. Amazing training. Appreciate it. That's what you've been doing, Moshe. Great. Glad to hear it. Pastor Isaac, you're my presenting mentor. Okay, I like it. I love the flow. Yeah, hey, you got to keep things going. All right, great training today, Gamma. Appreciate that. Okay, everybody. Well, I'm going to let everybody get back to their day. I've taken up enough of your time. So everyone have a great Think Plus day. Make sure you're making things happen out there. This is Tony Procopio from New Fairfield, Connecticut. Over and out. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.